Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. This is Mahogany Maxine, and I'm here with you with another speed build this week. I hope everyone's week has been good so far. For me today, it is Thursday, so we're at the very tail end of the week. Friday's Eve. I'm very excited for the weekend because next week, is my birthday. So I'm looking forward to my birthday and having some time off work. So yeah, the week is almost to a close. It's been pretty busy. But I'm really excited about this build because I haven't done a large family home in a while. I don't think I've done a large family home on the channel yet because I've been building and adding stuff to the gallery for some time now. But as far as recording my builds, I don't think I've recorded a big family home. I don't think I have. So this one is a long one. It took me some time to get it together, to figure it out. I saw an image on Pinterest that was inspirational, but then it ended up taking its own kind of life once I started getting into the game. And so if I remember, I'll put the Pinterest image down in the description. But yeah, this one takes me quite some time to complete because first it's on this smaller lot in San Sequoia, and I end up moving it to a bigger lot because I needed it to be a larger home. So I do a lot of fooling around with the roof, trying to figure out the roof. So you'll see that. You'll see my process here. Roofing is probably the hardest thing for me, so sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle bus, but I figure it out in the end, and I end up moving it to the larger lot in San Sequoia. I forget the name of it, but you'll see it in the upper left. So it's in Parkside Place, and then you'll see it move to a larger lot. But the family I had in mind here, I made them. They were some CC family I had, and I was playing them just personal, playtime in The Sims. And I was like, oh, I actually have a nice house for them. They were living in an apartment, and their family was growing. So I was like, they need a nice, large family home. And so this will fit 2 parents, a set of twins, or 2 child Sims, a teen Sim, and a baby. Not an infant, but a baby. So a baby on the way. So I'm thinking the teen is on their way out, about to go to college. So that'll free up a bedroom in the home. And the children share a room, and maybe they'll share a room through teenage years. I'm not sure, but the house does have a downstairs bedroom, which you'll see is turned into like a recreational room, like a music room. So more than enough space to make an additional bedroom if you needed. But yeah, I wanted to build a large home, and I'm a little all over the place when I build sometimes. So I don't do like, okay, I'll do the living room first. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I can stick to one room, but oftentimes I will see a piece. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to use this in the bedroom, and I'll put it there, and then go to do a different room, or start in the kitchen, but then end up doing a bedroom real quick. So let me know in the comments if you do that as well. So I'm trying to, especially now that I'm recording my builds, I want to start getting better at doing room by room so that I can mark my actual video, so you can like say, oh, I've done the bedroom, and you'll see the timestamp for it. So anyway, now you see we moved to a bigger lot. It's still called Parkside Place. Oh, probably because I saved it as the name that it was. Oh well. But this is the big lot in San Sequoia. One of the big lots. It's like the mid-level lot. It's not the biggest one that San Sequoia has. And it is just more space for a yard, and to actually, make it more spacious in the back of the house. So I really like the way it came out. You will also see a few cuts in this video because it was just too long. So it's already a long video already. So I ended up cutting out some stuff because I was getting distracted, or I was working on something, and I left the game on play and recording at the same time. So you'll see some cuts. I tried to make them as seamless as possible, but some of them are not. It was just kind of hard to make the cuts look perfect, but please forgive me for that. Now we are going in to put the stairs, and I do end up putting a garage, which isn't, used as a garage since we actually don't have real cars in the game. So that also turns into like a tool shed / gym / junk space. So there's a lot of clutter in there, you'll see. The colors of this place, man, I really was summoning the spring. I wanted to do a fall build, but then I just love the minty green and the white and the gray. I just think it looks so fresh and clean and nice together. So I stuck with it. And I almost was like, oh, this could be not so berry challenge, the mint generation. I've never played not so berry, but I do know that it's like color coordinated, and I was like, oh, this could be the mint. So if you do play not so berry and you're on the mint generation, you can download this house from the gallery. It'll be up on the gallery at the same time this video goes up, so just be expecting it there. And this is a no CC build, as you'll see in the title. Did complete vanilla since the last build I put up was CC. I wanted to put a vanilla build up. And now we are working on the floor plan. So the downstairs is rather spacious, which I'm so not used to working with wide open areas. So this was a little bit of a challenge for me, but I really do love how it came out because it seems clean, and I could imagine the parents who live here, have really good jobs, and they're a little bit type A. I imagine maybe the dad's in the military or the mom's in the military, or either the parents are a little bit more strict, so the house stays clean. There's like a little bit of clutter because it's hard to not have clutter when you have a family and kids and stuff, but I imagine that they keep a pretty stern hand when it comes to making sure the house is clean, especially because it's such a wide open space. So I think usually when you have like an open floor plan, it looks better to not be as cluttered, whereas when I build a little bit more smaller homes or cozier homes or apartments, it's easier to clutter up those spaces. So now we are doing some landscaping. So this landscaping took a lot of different turns. So you'll see me futzing around quite a bit. Landscaping is like all or nothing. It's either I do minimal or I go all out. So there's quite a bit of landscaping, different colors, different types of bushes, and some vining going up the side of the home. You'll see that in a little bit later, but I really like these rocks. I think they're from Batu, I'm pretty sure, but I love the shape. I like how they're kind of flat, look like something you can get from Home Depot or a hardware store and put down yourself, like very DIY. So I really like them to frame these boxes for other plants and stuff. So yeah, here we go. I go all out for this house when it comes to the landscaping. Tell me how y'all do your landscaping, because in where I live, because I live in almost like a half suburb. I'm kind of in the suburbs, but I'm technically still in the city. It's just the area seems it's a little more suburban. There's a little more space, even though I'm in a city, if that makes sense. So landscaping around here, it's like some people will have like exotic flowers or like a nice tree, but everything's well manicured. Like nothing is overgrown, nothing is bushy or anything like that, or very lush. And in The Sims, I feel like I put a lot of bushes that aren't necessarily perfectly hemmed or perfectly trimmed. And so I'm curious, when you're doing landscaping, what's your inspiration? I wish there were more, bushy, more, I guess, messy landscaping. But it's hard to make it super messy, especially with this house. I feel like it's like organized chaos. There's a lot of it, but it's very neatly, tightly framing the edges of the home. So, but anyway, I'm putting down some color and using those white low-lying flowers. I love those from base game. Those are the old standbys. They go everywhere, all over this build. You know what I haven't talked about yet? What I'm really excited about is for rent. Who else is excited? I know I didn't talk about it in the last video. It was announced that I think a day or two before my last video, and I just kind of was like, oh yeah, I'm excited, but I haven't talked about it at all on the channel. I am so hype about the option to have multi-dwelling lots. Now, unlike everyone else in the Sims community, I haven't been creating townhomes that are, fake multi-dwelling. So I have a lot of Simmer friends who they've already been doing that. They'll create multi-family lots, apartments, or duplexes, and just pretend that they can have Sims on the lot, or do the roommates option. I've never done it because I'm not the type to do something that I know I can't actually do in the game. So like, I've never built a townhome that wasn't just for one family. So I have one townhome I built on the channel, but it's not multi-family dwelling. So I'm really excited. I think my next video, depending if time permits, because I'll be away from my computer for a week, I want to get a head start on prepping for apartments, because I would love to actually create townhomes in San Sequoia that look similar to the ones we see in San Francisco. Since San Sequoia is based on San Francisco, I would love to replicate the iconic colorful townhomes that you see. There's a show in America called Full House based in San Francisco, which has those very, very colorful, vibrant townhomes. So I want to take a stab at that. I also want to create duplexes, or even maybe some dorms. I don't know. I feel like the possibilities are endless, which is overwhelming, but also really, really exciting to add to the game, because I know it's something a lot of Simmers have been wanting and begging for, and trying to get for a long time. So yeah, duplexes, townhomes, or even a basement apartment. You could have so many new storylines with, maybe a teen who parents make them pay rent in their basement, or just so many different options. And I'm so excited to see what everyone creates. So let me know in the comments if you're excited or if you're skeptical, because that's also valid if you're a little skeptical about it, because you never know how it can go. But I'm extremely excited. So yeah, we are still working here on the landscaping. You'll see, oh, here comes my cat. Please don't step on the keyboard. Hi. This is Topper. I posted a picture of him in the community tab. He loves jumping up when I'm recording because he thinks I'm talking to him. And sometimes he'll step on the keyboard. So I'm holding him in my arms so he doesn't. So if you hear purring or noise or any futzing, that's me trying to make sure my cat does not step on the keyboard. Hi, Topper. Say hi to the people. Anyway, so yeah, we're doing the backyard now, which I wanted to put a pool. I knew I wanted to do a pool because this is such a large backyard, and I feel like it's very appropriate for this family of Sims. Oh goodness. Sorry. Yeah, he's just all over me now. He's perching on my shoulder like a little parrot cat. But yeah, I think this is appropriate for this family, having entertaining, especially since they have 2 children and a teen, and they have a baby on the way. I feel like this is really appropriate for them and their storyline, and really for any family. I feel like backyards, I didn't grow up with a big backyard. I would have loved to. If you did, let me know. But I feel like it's such a privilege to have a backyard and even a pool. That's a privilege to have a pool at your home. That's a big deal, to have that. So yeah, I feel like these people are a little fancy and they make decent money and they're able to have, nice things, which is nice if you can provide that for your family. What is this? This is the porch. So putting down a bench on the porch for, a little people watching in San Sequoia. I was going to put a rocking chair. Oh, sorry. I was going to put a rocking chair, but I feel like a bench will suffice, especially in this gray color. And then putting down some tables and some more clutter. Let me know about if where you're at there are porches and rocking chairs. I feel like that's very popular in the South. So if you're not American and you're not familiar with the South, there's historical large wraparound porches that people sit on rocking chairs and people watch. In the Northeast, that's not as popular, of the Northeast region of America, but depending on where you are, it could be. Let me know if porches are a big deal and people actually utilize them to perch and people watch. So now doing a little side porch here. There's a lot of entryways into this home. So we have the front door, we have this side door, and then we also have the back door, which leads to the backyard where the pool is. And I thought, like, I didn't want to just put chairs here. I was like, oh, we could utilize this for gardening. A lot of skill building in this house. I feel like this has every skill building option in the game. So if you like having skill building items in your home, this is the home for you to download. We have sewing, we have gardening. I believe I put a beekeeper house and the bugs house, the one from Eco Lifestyle, where you could do like the beetles and the roaches or whatever. There's also piano, which you'll see. So I feel like this is like the skill builder's home. But yeah, I have a few builds that I have in mind. And on my last video, I asked people to tell me what they want to see, and I got a couple requests. So if anyone else has a request and or has ideas of things they would like to see built, especially with the new pack coming up, please let me know, because I'm willing to try it. I am not a big like historical home builder. Well, let me put it this way. I'm not really good at like Victorian, you know, that very ornate style, or castles. I've seen some simmers who do excellent castles, and I think it's beautiful. And if only I could, I feel like it would take me forever to master it, especially with the roofing. I feel like that's uniquely challenging with the roofing. So I like a modern home. I like traditional suburbans. I enjoy building apartments quite a bit because those don't have really outside structures. But yeah, I'm willing to take a challenge and really go for it. I've thought about doing ultra modern building, meaning, you know, something you would see, or not ultra modern, excuse me, like retro modern. So something you would see in Oasis Springs. I actually don't build in Oasis Springs at all often, and so I would like to, and kind of stay true to the style of Oasis Springs. So some things cooking up with some ideas, but yeah, now we are working on the entryway, which I mesh those 3 standing mirrors together to make one larger mirror. I just thought it looked cool because this is a tall wall height, or it's the medium one, but it's taller than normal. And putting some clutter, but not too cluttered. I feel like they're not the big clutter family. Like, they keep their home clean, they have rules, people have chores, and they have to stick to them, or else people put on punishment if they don't stick to their chores. I don't know, I just imagine when people have military families, or families where, you know, people were police officers or in the army or anything, then your house has to be clean and you have a lot of rules. So let me know if that's true, if anyone experienced that, but that's what I imagine this family does. Now I'm working on the kitchen, and I really like this texture background. I don't know which pack this is from. I think it's Growing Together, and I love it. I don't think I've ever used it, and I think it looks so cool for a kitchen. And I'm doing a kitchen island and kind of doing it a little different than what I would usually do it. I wanted to give it a little dimension in the space and have it not be so straight across. So that's why you see the outer corner on the left, and then the 2 chairs there. I think it looks really cool, and it makes it look a little bit more, I don't know, realistic. Because sometimes I put kitchen islands in apartments and houses, and sometimes I'm like, is that realistic to have it go straight across that way, or be this perfect? So yeah, I wanted to give it a little more realism. And now I'm putting up the shelves, which I feel, you know, having exposed shelves is so fancy. So I wanted to keep that across the line for many of the shelves, like having half regular shelves and half exposed shelves, because I think that's just, I don't know, I feel like that's really fancy, because you can have like your nice plateware and dining utensils and all that exposed, and they all have to be pretty since everyone's looking at it. And now we are working on getting some clutter and also the appliances. I'm so happy we have more appliances to put because I feel like I've I've used every microwave, I've used every coffee pot, the espresso machine. I've done every appliance available except for the cupcake monstrosity. And I'm so glad we have other options to use now with the stand mixer and the pizza oven and the waffle maker. I just think it just gives a nice dynamic to The Sims. What is that noise? My cat is scratching things. He thinks I'm talking to him. So he's being very active. He says hi. That's his way of saying hi to everyone. But anyway, I really like the color palette in here. It's like the beigey tones with a little bit of blues, a little bit of yellows. I'm really into that color palette. And obviously, like, we don't have swatches that match perfectly, but I think it still is pretty cohesive, and I think this kitchen came out so pretty. Like, I would love to move in here and have this beautiful kitchen that is just so clean and creamy, and it's like inviting. So yeah, I like how this came out. And let me know if you like exposed shelving. I know that's pretty popular in certain places to have exposed kitchen shelving. Personally, I don't know if I could I'm saying I would like to move into this house for this kitchen, but when I think of the actual, like, practical sense of it, I don't think I want to see all my dishes, because I like mix matching my dish set. I don't have like a perfect set. I don't need, because I don't prefer that, but I don't think I would want to look at them. I think it would actually drive me crazy. I want to put it away, put a door on it. But anyway, we are working on the dining room. Oh, and then I came and put some, what are these things called? Cutting boards here, and tilting them using tool mod. So that was an example of me going all over the place in the build, starting something and then being like, oh, I forgot this. But yeah, so I end up doing that with tool mod, and then I get back to doing the dining room, I believe. Pretty sure. I go back. Yes, I do. Cool. I love this table from, I think it's the Toaster Pack, My Wedding Stories. I think it is so pretty with the cloth and every swatch. It looks super rustic. So I think it looks good in this living room or in the dining room. And also the dining room window. Oh my goodness. It is so pretty to see the bridge of San Sequoia. So that front room, I posted in the community. I was like, the views from this home are to die for. So I was really happy. I didn't plan that. I didn't realize the big window in the front would do that. I didn't know that lot had that view. So that was a big plus. That was a nice surprise. So now we're in the living room, and I wanted to make a long sectional couch to have it look cozy, and definitely have a fireplace. So the fireplace where it is not where the chimney is. At the end of the day, this is still a video game, so it doesn't have to be exactly that. The chimney will still work. I like the chimney where it is aesthetically, so I left it there. But the fireplace is somewhere else, on the other side of the home. Let me know if you try to keep it true to where the chimney is. I feel like that's a big debate in the sim world. It's like, if you're gonna put a chimney on the outside of the home, then the fireplace has to be right, like, correspond with it. But I don't believe that, because it's a game and who cares? I think as long as it looks good and you're happy. But yeah, let me know what you think. Sometimes I put chimneys on homes because I like the way it looks on the outside, and never put an actual fireplace in the home altogether, which, maybe a little controversial. But now we're putting down a gaming table. I'm so glad we have another one that isn't just Don't Wait the Llama. So that's the one from Going Together, and putting down some console clutter. I was trying to figure out what else to put in this room because it was so big, and I'm so used to clutter and using like every inch of the room. But I think just putting pieces of furniture with a little bit of clutter on it, not too messy, really, I think it worked itself out. And I ended up putting the playpen there, or the playhouse, for the children, just to have a place to relax and maybe take a nap in. And then I was moving around those plants that you see, the potted plants, the one that's from Growing Together and the one from cottage living, because I didn't know what to do with them, but I knew I wanted to use them. So you'll see them floating. They're like the traveling plants, because I was like, oh, I definitely want to use them, but I just don't know where. All right, so we just cut to the garage, and this came out nice, I think. A lot of practical clutter with more skill building items, and I wanted to have it a little tool shedzy, a little, hobby shed for the parents, the husband maybe, or any of the parents obviously can build stuff. And I feel like the teenager is really into music, and so has a DJ set as a hobby, or even one of the parents, live in their heyday. They have their old records and they're trying to DJ. So I liked putting the DJ booth in the garage. I just feel like that'd be appropriate, because I feel like in a house like this, you wouldn't want that in the home, just out on display. But the garage, why not? The rest of the clutter's there, so put your little hobby in that room. So yeah, I put some scratches on the floor and some water stains by the garage door, because I imagine if it rains, that would happen. And now we're on to the laundry room. This is a large laundry room. Usually the laundry rooms I build are super tiny, or it's in the bathroom. So I was like, what am I going to put in this little room? It was like a closet. But it's the biggest I've ever, because sometimes I stack the laundry just because I feel like that's what's most realistic. But yeah, this is a laundry room right off the garage, and I feel like I watch a lot of like HGTV, and I feel like that's pretty normal. People have like a mudroom, which is coming out of the garage, or a door from the garage to the mudroom, and then in that space they'll have like a pantry or a laundry room or some type of catch-all room. So that's what I wanted to put here. Hang up some clothes as well. And then we put that bulletin board there, and I feel like that's where they keep track of the chores, who's doing what, who did the laundry last, who cleaned, who vacuumed last. So yeah, I cluttered this up pretty good with the family in mind. And then we have a pretty empty hallway there in the middle. So I ended up putting a picture on that wall, but you don't see me do it. So this is the downstairs room I was telling you about. You'll later see me add a window to this room. I kind of realized pretty late that there was no window in this room. And I was like, I don't know if I want to make this a bedroom because it's right off the front door, but you could make it a bedroom if you wanted to. So we made it more like a rec room with a lot of musical instruments. There's also going to be a desk and computer. So a hobby room for the kids, having a piano tutor or, their school tutor come over, teach them guitar, teach them the scales. I imagine that would be a good room because when young kids are just learning how to play, unless they're a prodigy, they're usually bad. So you have to keep the noise in one room. And I think, that just fits into this storyline with this family. So we're putting up some clutter. You'll see that line on that wall on the right. That's a glitch of the stairs. I didn't know how to get rid of it, so I just left it there. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but the stairs are kind of bleeding into that room. And so I just put pictures over it, but if it bothers you and you know how to fix it, be my guest. But I tried, off camera, tried to fix it, and I couldn't without moving and without changing the stairs to a different orientation, which wouldn't work. So anyway, I am putting up windows now in this room, letting there be light because it was very dark. It was a dark dungeon. I rarely put rooms that don't have windows. The only rooms that I'm okay with not having windows is the bathroom or a laundry room or something like that. And even then, sometimes I try to at least get a small window. But yeah, I ended up putting the windows just to give it more light and not seem as dungeon dungeon style. And then some clutter, boxes and such, organized clutter here. Upstairs, speaking of windows, upstairs you'll see a little bit later, the twins' bedroom has only one window just because the way the roof was, and that was a little bit of a struggle for me, but I had to make it work. So yeah, adding some artwork in here that made sense to the space, and then some college memorabilia, university stuff here, which I think is like the parents, and it's inspiring the children. Say, hey, you should go to my alma mater. And then this rug from not Discover University, from what was it? Growing Together. No, high school years. Goodness gracious. So now we are working on the parents' bedroom and staying true with the color palette of the rest of the home. You'll see it's like light mint color, light wood tones, some blues, some browns. So I wanted to still stay true to that style, but definitely have a little bit of variety and show personality. But I think this room came out pretty clean, and it looks cohesive. Now, the one thing I will say, when I start building, sometimes I'm like, oh, I should make this room bigger. But if I made it bigger, I wouldn't know what to do with all that space. So I like the size of this bedroom. I've gotten feedback that sometimes the parent bedroom or the primary suite is too small. And so I'll try to see about making things bigger. But for me, if I have too much space, because I'm a clutter queen, I love to clutter, it would just be too many things in a room. So sometimes leaving it a little, because Sims don't actually need all that much space as far as walking around. And I like to think about gameplay when I'm building. And I know for me, if the house is too big, it takes Sims forever to walk from, one side of the home to another. So keeping it pretty compact can help the gameplay experience. But I'll try to make things a little bit bigger as I continue to build more on the channel. So one thing you'll also notice is that I don't record any bathrooms except for one, because this video was already too long. So I didn't really want to, have that. Bathrooms, I like bathrooms. I like doing it. I clutter them, but I don't think I didn't think it would be needed to see. You let me know if you like long videos. I'll keep them in, but it definitely was getting up there in time, and so I was like, oh no, let me cut this footage and just leave one of the bathrooms, which is the bathroom that the children and the teens share. So you'll see that in a little bit. So here I'm putting up more artwork and trying to figure it out. And then that's when I was like, oh yeah, we need a bassinet for the baby who is soon to arrive. And I didn't want to get the standard one that comes when the stork drops it off. So I wanted to have like one that was a little bit more cuter and, fit the aesthetic of the rest of the home. So we got this cute bassinet. And now we're putting up some more clutter on the side tables that are appropriate to the parents. Some plants. I noticed I used that hanging plant a couple times in this home. Now that I'm watching this footage back, it's just so beautiful. I hope we get more hanging plants because we don't have enough. Like, I wish we had more variety in plants that are hanging, because we have a lot of plants. But the hanging plants, you have the ones from Nifty Knitting, and then you have the paranormal one, and then you have the new lush one from the Blooming Kids. So we need more. I think it's time. So now I'm doing that bathroom I was talking about, which is the one that is shared between the teen and the children. So I wanted to kind of decorate it with that in mind. Colorful, a little playful, to fit all their personalities, because I'm sure I didn't grow up with siblings. I'm not an only child, but I grew up in a home as an only child because I'm my mom's only child. And when I think of possibly sharing a bathroom with a sibling, I can't even imagine what that would be like. So let me know if you had to share with multiple siblings and you had different personalities and different styles and different cleaning types. I'm sure it was I'm just always curious because I feel like that's such a unique story. And, having to knock on the door, be like, get out of there, I gotta get ready for school. Or like, whatever. I've seen it on TV and in movies. So I wonder if that was like that for y'all growing up. So now you'll see I'm adding some clutter to that kit, or not the kit, but to that tower from the Blooming Kits, which I love that tower. I don't use it enough, so I wanted to use it in that corner. Put some little bath salts on it. And then some bathroom clutter kit with some towels as well, which are from, I think, Seasons. Oh, I got rid of them. Okay, never mind. And getting the clutter in this bathroom, but keeping it colorful. And yeah, I like how this bathroom came out. Now that I'm rewatching this, I'm like, okay, that looks kind of good. We are on to the teens room. So it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with the wall. So I cut that footage out, and I ended up going with the Machino Stuff Pack wall decal, which I think is so cool looking. It's so pretty. And also it's vaguely the trans flag, pride, like the trans pride colors, which I love. It's not the exact same shade of blue, but it almost is. So I like that. So I wanted to keep it there and kind of go with the theme of like pink, light blue, and white in this room. I think they just complement each other. Those colors complement each other and show personality for this teen. Some fashions and a lot of personality as far as competition. So you'll see in a moment, I put up the cheer pom-poms and the little cheer microphone thing that they use. It's almost like a blowhorn. And I feel like, they are competitive, but nice, a little nice, friendly, healthy, competitive type person. And maybe even popular in high school. I don't know, but I wanted to definitely go all out with high school years pack. Because I don't think I use a lot of the stuff from that pack a lot, but I definitely went all out in this room. I even at one point filtered it out completely, just high school years, because I don't, there's so many good pieces, so many good art pieces and just decorations and clutter in that pack. So I wanted to really highlight it. So yeah, now we are cluttering this little storage piece here. And then also cluttering the shelf full of their fashions, which is trying to make it a little messy too, to show that they're, maybe not the cleanest, or maybe just have too many clothes in one room. And then putting up this little happy face mirror, which I think is so cute, and a little rug. Now, when I think about like teen rooms, I had the same style of room from middle school into my teen years. It wasn't until maybe 11th grade I got to like change my room style. So my room was still a little bit childish up until 10th-ish grade. Just because it was. I didn't have the option to change it up until I did. And so I had SpongeBob everything. I used to be such a SpongeBob fanatic. I had SpongeBob sheets. I had a SpongeBob rug, curtains, and like little stickers all over the place. And so I had that in my room till I was in like 10th, almost 11th grade. So I in The Sims, typically when I build, I think of, teens where they've come into their style, where it's not their old young style. It's like they got to change their room. They went to IKEA, Target, or wherever and got all new furniture and, did their grown-up makeover of their room. Because I didn't get to do that until, a little bit later. So I think maybe I should build one that has show that it's still their child's room, and they haven't updated it yet. So maybe that's an idea, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments if when you were growing up, your bedroom as a teen was still basically your child room, your childlike room, and had the same decorations from when you were a kid until let me know if you had that, because I think that's true for many people, unless you were, your parents were super cool and you got to just change things out all the time. But anyway, you see I'm working on this wall. I ended up changing all of these paintings out for just one painting. At first I wanted to make it multiple, but I changed it out. And now we're working on the children's room. This is for the twins. I went with the Discover University wallpaper, which I really like. I think it's so pretty, but I wanted it to kind of be a little bit more neutral. So if you had two sets of twins that were different genders or non-binary, it would fit everyone. So I wanted to kind of make it pretty like a good variety here. And I ended up rearranging some stuff in the hallway because I didn't want to fit the dollhouse in the bedroom, so moved it to the hallway. Also, this room only has one window, which is kind of a big, I don't know. I usually like having more windows because I love the light, but it was hard to do with the roof, so just made it work in the best way I could. And adding some clutter and some toys, the Void Critter battleship game, which I think is so cute. I've actually never played it. I actually don't play the game nearly as much as I probably should. Every time I do play, I discover something new. I build the most, so I've never played it, but I think it's cool. It looks just like the Battlestar game. And we're putting some dressers, and I'm using the ones from Tiny Living to make one large dresser. I like using that middle swatch and then have the colors on the sides. And I left that desk open without a computer because I usually like to have at least one desk in a house that doesn't have a computer on it, because, you know, typically Sims, you know, they do whatever they want. If there's a computer there, they'll put their food on it, they'll put their homework on it. And so there was already a computer downstairs. The parents' room has a computer, the teen has a computer. So I'm thinking, you know, at least have one space where they can do their homework in peace. And we're cluttering with some trophies to show their competitive side. But I really like how this build came out. Tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for all your support. I love this YouTube family we're building, and I hope you enjoy the screenshots. See you guys. Bye.